Okay, in this video we're going to be continuing to go through the cases of my movie collection. That is the actual cases themselves, not the discs and my binders, but the regular title cases here. So up first in this video we have my Blu-ray extended version of World War Z. It has one of these box design things. It also has a booklet included in it, right here, the art of the film. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, that might take too long, but looks interesting. I've looked through it a time or two, and it does have some interesting stuff about the movie in it. So, then, in addition to the box, it also has a slipcover, which is identical to the box, and the case itself is also, actually, I guess it's not identical to the box, but here's what the case and slipcover look like. The back, however, is the same on all three, both the case, the slipcover, and the box that it came in. So there's what the back of all three parts look like. That's cool. Up next, I do have also the 4K Blu-ray combo for World War Z here, and mine only had the theatrical 4K and the extended or the regular theatrical Blu-ray. I didn't see a extended 4K disc in here, but that's okay since I already had the extended cut right here. Just something I noticed just now. But yeah, here's the back of the case here, and the front. There we go. Up next we have X. This is the first of I think a trilogy now. I think there's 3 of these types of movies. There's this, Pearl, and Maxine. I haven't gotten the other 2 yet. I really want to because I liked this. I thought this one was pretty good. But here we are. It has Jenna Ortega in it, and I think hers is the only name that I recognize on here. Yeah, and I didn't mention on World War Z, that was with Brad Pitt, and this is the only name I recognize on the back of the 4K case. Are there other cast members on the Blu-ray one? Doesn't look like it. Okay. But yeah, here's this. Up next we have the X-Files Season 1. This is was a 6-disc set right here. It is in color, not black and white like the pictures would indicate. The season aired between 1993 and 1994, and it has the original air dates on the inside. That's really cool, actually. So the season 1 finale looks like it was May 13th of 94. Shows all the episode air dates here. Episode air dates. I like it when shows do that and show when like what the air dates were in the cases like that. Yeah. Up next we have the X-Files I Want to Believe movie. Secrets Revealed exclusive footage not seen in theaters. That's interesting. Right here. This came out in 2008. Doesn't have any rating. Oh wait, yes it does. It's PG-13. As is the next one, I believe. Yep. Alright. There we go. Up next, we have The X-Files Fight the Future. This one came out in... Oh, looks like this one came out in 98, so I might need to switch around these. Yeah, 1998. Okay then. So it looks like this is actually or the first movie, and the other one is second. Did I mess that up? Okay then. Well, I'm not sure if the watch order matters between the two. I'll fix that later. But I want to do after Fight the Future. In my cases, if I haven't already. I may have caught that with the discs, but not the cases. Anyway, moving on. Next up, we have Zodiac with Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., and Jake Gyllenhaal, all of which have played characters in the MCU. What else is in this in addition to those three? Brian Cox is in here. Those are the 4 names that I recognize here. Pretty good movie. It's one of those like true crime things, where it's based on a true story about the Zodiac killer in real life. Yeah, interesting movie. Next up, we have Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, under Z for zombie for some reason. Here we go. Blu-ray DVD combo version. And let's see if I recognize any of the names on the back of here. David Kushner is in this. And Ty Sheridan. Okay. Moving on. Next up, we have Zombieland, the Blu-ray. We covered this title again earlier when we were near the beginning of the horror section. But we got seriously not say the cast. Am I gonna have to recognize the people's faces? I mean, that's not a problem, but wow. Oh, it says on the front. Okay. So, in the same order they're pictured, we have Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin. Right, or Breslin. Not sure how her name is pronounced, but there we go. Very funny zombie movie. And when it came out, it was ahead of the time because the characters were all breaking the fourth, or at least these two were breaking the fourth wall, like Deadpool's famous for. So, very cool. And Ferris Bueller also did that ahead of Deadpool, and ahead of this even. And up next, we have just the DVD so far with full returning cast for Zombieland Double Tap. At least the main 4 are returning. And yeah, it is a lot of fun. Luke Wilson is in this one. I believe Rosario Dawson is in here. Bill Murray shows up in the original. I don't remember if he's in this one or not. But yeah, a lot more zombie fun and mayhem right there. Very cool. All right. Now we get into the horror multi-movie bundles, starting with Alfred Hitchcock's Collector's Edition, 4 films on 2 DVDs, which contains 39 Steps, The Lady Vanishes, The Man Who Knew Too Much, and Sabotage on this collection. All 4 of which are going to show up in the next collection as well. But here we go. I think I've seen 1 or 2 of these because I watched a few. Let's see. So I've seen 1 of these before because one of these is on the disc that I've already watched from the next collection, and that is The Lady Vanishes because it's the first one on the next. They're listed on the next thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to this. Up next we have Alfred Hitchcock, A Legacy of Suspense 20 movie collection right here. All the discs have this type of design on it with whichever titles correspond to the disc on it. And the titles included the first 5 I've seen. That is The Lady Vanishes, The Farmer's Wife, the Mannix Man, Alfred Hitchcock Presents the Shani Vase, Alfred Hitchcock Presents the Sorcerer's and Alfred Hitchcock Presents the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Those last 2 I think are part of TV shows, like TV show pilots, because they say they both say from 1955 to 1962. And the rest of these just have 1 date on them. The first 5 or the other 3 are 1938, 1928, and 1926 in the same order that I presented them earlier. Disc 2 has Rich and Strange from 1932. The 39 Steps from 1935, that was on the previous collection as well. Secret Agent from 1936. Champagne from 1928. Blackmail from 1929. Easy Virtue from 1926. There's a 79 on there for some reason. Randomly, that's weird. Anyway, it's distracting. Jamaica Inn from 1939. The Lodger, 1926. The Rings from 1927. Young and Innocent from 1937. The other 2 from that previous collection are on the last disc here, with Juno and the Paycock, 1930, Sabotage, 1936, The Skin Game, 1931, Number 17 from 1932, and The Man Who Knew Too Much from 1934. There we all right there. Like I said, I've seen the first 5 of these. I don't think I went on to disc 2 yet with any of those titles, but I do want to check all of them out. We can kind of speed round through these next 8 a little bit because they're seasons of a TV show that I've only seen the first 2 seasons all the way through of, and that is American Horror Story. Here's season 1's later subtitled Murder House. Excuse me. And each season tells its own story. So like if you watch season 1 and then decided you wanted to jump to like season 7 or 6 or whatever, you wouldn't miss anything if you did that, because each season has its own story and it starts over again with the next season with a completely fresh story to tell. But yeah, here's season 1. Like I said, it later got subtitled Murder House. If you watched the season, you know why. But yeah, this, among other actors and actresses, this show features Evan Peters from the Fox X-Men series and WandaVision / Agatha All Along. In that he played fake Pietro initially, and then Ralph Boner. And then here we go. And then in Agatha All Along, he was reprising his role as Ralph. But yeah, really good show. I enjoyed the first 2 seasons. I think there are 12 in total, so I think I'm only missing 4 of them. But here is season 2, subtitled Asylum. Right here. This one added Zachary Quinto to the mix. He was the Kelvin timeline Spock from Star Trek, as well as who else? He was also Sylar in the Heroes series, who stole people's abilities by slicing open their heads and playing with their brains. Nasty stuff. But oddly enough, that is a PG-13 series, or TP-14, basically, but same difference. Next up, we have American Horror Story Season 3, Coven. We got added to the mix here. Kathy Bates got added to this season, or was in this season. So here we go. I would not want a snake in my mouth like that, let alone other people's as well. No, thank you. Up next is Season 4, Freak Show. Can any of you open your mouth that wide? I certainly can't. I cannot do that. Who got added to the thing here? Kathy Bates returns for this season. These 2 are in every season. There's Evan Peters, and I'm not sure what her name is, but she's in seasons 1 through 4. I think she's also in season 5 and beyond, but I don't know for sure, because like I said, I've only seen the first 2 seasons so far. But yeah, here we go. Next up, we have American Horror Story Season 5, Hotel. Right here. I'm probably going to butcher the name for Season 6. But, oh well, that's okay. Who else was added to this? Looks like Lady Gaga was in Season 5 for some reason. I'm sure when I watch it, it will make sense, but here we go. For Season 5. Then here's Season 6. This is Roanoke? I'm not sure how that's pronounced. But here we go. Got added to the cast here. Anybody? Any new faces? Can't tell. Let's see. Okay, well, moving on. Next up is American Horror Story Season 7, Cult. I'd be surprised if if my brain was a beehive like this. That looks actually pretty creepy. But here's the back of the case here. This one was a shorter season, only had 7 episodes, looks like. Wow. Evan Peterson's in a big shock there. He's in the entire series. Yeah, I think he even shows up a couple of times in American Horror Stories, which is kind of a sequel series to this. But yeah, I've only seen the first season of American Horror Stories. I've started the second season though. It's on Hulu. And the last one that I have here, at least, is American Horror Story Season 8 Apocalypse. And this is as far as my American Horror Story collection goes so far. Features Kathy Bates again in here. Yeah, okay then. Moving on. Next up, we have the Amityville triple feature with Amityville Horror, the original, Amityville 2, The Possession, and the Amityville Horror remake with Ryan Reynolds and is that and Melissa George. Okay. So the original came out in 1979 with James Brolin and Margot Kidder, Murray Hamilton. The second one here has James Olsen. That's interesting because that's the name of Superman's photographer, Jimmy Olsen. His first name is actually James, not Jimmy. And then the third one, or the remake from 2005, has Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George in it, as well as Philip Baker Hall. I don't know who Philip Baker Hall is, but okay then. Before I found this 3-movie collection version, I had gotten this one before, so I have two copies of this. The designs for the discs of those do look different, so that's nice. Next up, we have 8 Deadly Secret movies. So here's a look at the front of the case and the back of the case. I'm going to read the titles off of the back of the case here. Looks like Ryan Reynolds is in at least one of these as well because his name is on the back, as well as Kristen Stewart, Julia Roberts, and Antonio Banderas. But in the same order they appear on the back of the case, we have The Messengers, The Body, Mary Riley, The Harvest, April Fool's Day, The Nines, Ring Around the Rosie, and Already Dead. All of them seem or look pretty cool. The first 2 are PG-13, 3 and 4 are rated R. April Fool's Day is not rated, and the last 3 are rated R. Interesting. All right. Next up, we have 4 movie horror collector's set with Bloody Mary, Mortuary, Memory, and Salvage here. If I can find the release years for these on the case without looking super hard, I'll say when they came out. But I'm not seeing a release year on here. This particular bundle came out in 2008, so I'm guessing they all predate 2008 or came out around that same time. But yeah, I have seen all of these, and I think my favorite of the 2 is probably the Bloody Mary one. But yeah, okay. Moving on. Next up is another 4-movie horror movie collection with here, and this one features The Blob, Christine, Fright Night, 1985, and The Seventh Sign. Let's see who if I recognize any of the cast members from any of these. I know I've watched all of these, but I don't recognize any of the cast members from The Blob. Christine's about a killer car, which I think is really cool. Actually, it's like it's a killer car that can't itself be destroyed. It'll just repair itself basically overnight if it's damaged at all. I think the summary says it all. The twisted love story of a teenager and his obsessively jealous 1958 Plymouth Fury. I also, although I don't recognize any of the names on the back of the case for that as well, for that one either. Same goes for Fright Night 1985. And Demi Moore is the only name that I recognize for Seventh Sign. And her name is on the front of the case as well, right up above the title there. It's kind of small. There we go. Yeah, I think these two are probably my favorite of the bunch for these ones. All of the above are rated R. Next up, we have a Boogeyman 2-movie collection. We have the original 1980 version as well as Return of the Boogeyman, which these are on a double-sided disc right here. I'd be a little concerned if my face looked like this. I was doing this sort of thing. Yeah, I don't recognize any of the names on the back of here. Looks like we had one returning cast member between the two of them. That was Susanna Love, but like I said, I don't recognize any of the names on here. So we're moving on. Next up, we have 6 haunted spirit movies right here. And the movies included in this, that is a weird opening. It's very narrow. Usually they're more or wider like that. You can kind of tell how this one's very narrow and this one's not. But anyway, the titles listed included here are Butterfly Dreaming from, looks like 2008. I don't recognize any of the names listed on that one. Stranger with My Face. I also don't recognize any of the names on the back of that. For that one. The Nameless. So I also don't recognize any of those names. So we're going this way. So this one should be up next. The Collective. I don't recognize anyone's names there either. The Dead Sleep. And once again, I don't recognize any of the names on there. And The Night Listener. Robin Williams is in that one. I do recognize his name. Robin Williams is awesome. The other ones released years, to my knowledge, are 2009, in the same order we went through them. 2009, 1999, 2008, 2010, and 2006. With the cases opener section as narrow as it is, it's just a little difficult to open that particular case. Last up for this video, we have the Butterfly Effect 2-movie collection. I've seen the first one all the way through, but it's the theatrical cut. I have not watched the director's cut, which I really want to. I have when I got this, I initially got just the first one, and it was the director's cut / regular version, theatrical version. with a reversible disc. And then these two are both together on the same disc, and then I got the third one separately. The third one was another one of those After Dark Horror Fest titles. I want to say like After Dark Horror Fest 3, Butterfly Effect 3. But anyway, Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart are in the first one. And those are the only names I recognize from the first movie. And from the second one, Erica Durance from Smallville is in there. She played Lois Lane in Smallville. And I think she reprised her role of Lois in the Crisis on Infinite Earths Arrowverse crossover, as did Tom Welling Clark Kent. But hers is the only name on the back of the case for the second movie that I recognize. So here's that. And that is it for this collection update video. It's still pretty early. It's just 12:08 in the afternoon. So I'll probably bring up 2 or 3 more stacks of movies to do showcases for later, but I'm gonna put these ones away and probably get some lunch before then. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed this video and maybe found some titles you weren't aware of and would like to check out. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.